This is the third time this month, young lady, you've been sent to me for punishment.
Yes, sir.
If you throw one more spitball in your geography class, you're going to be kept after school for a week. You know your parents taught you better manners than that.
I guess maybe my father's too easy on me sometimes.
He most certainly is, and I intend to see to it that you're not allowed to go to the movies this weekend.
Ah, gee, Pop, that ain't fair.
Don't call me Pop. I may be your father at home, but in this school, I'm your principal, and don't you forget it.
Okay, Pop. Okay, sir.
That's better. Why can't you be well-behaved like your sister Joyce?
And spend all my time being boy crazy? I'd rather be just what I am, an individualist.
Oh, you would you? Well, from now on, you're going to be a well-behaved young lady, or your principal and father will take drastic action.
Yes, sir. Can I go now, Pop? Sir?
You may go now. Oh, by the way, where is Joyce? Miss Trimble was looking for her.
Oh, she found her. Right now, she's rehearsing for the term play. And boy, is she in seventh heaven.
She is? Why?
She's got two men fighting a duel over her with swords.
Oh! Drexel, Percy, that's enough. Oh, Percy, what is the matter with you? Why do you laugh every time you duel?
I can't help it, Miss Trimble. I'm ticklish.
Well, please control yourself. And Drexel, can't you remember that Romeo was a fine swordsman, graceful, agile? Try not to duel as if you were chopping down trees.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, if only you could handle that sword the way you do a basketball. Joyce, are you ready to rehearse the balcony scene?
Oh, yes, Miss Trimble.
We'll practice the dueling some more later. Right now, let's take the balcony scene from where you forgot your lines yesterday, Drexel. Begin with your lines, Joyce.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I should say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, and peace in night. Peace in night. Oh.
Drexel, Romeo does not say oops.
My tights are caught in the lattice work.
Well, get them uncaught.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, where is he?
Where's who?
My star basketball player, Drexel Potter. I was told he was up here.
Mr. Bradley, I am trying to conduct a rehearsal. I would appreciate it if...
Look, Miss Trimble, we agreed that he belongs to you until 3 o'clock. After that, he plays basketball for me. It is now 3:10. Where is he?
Here I am, Mr. Bradley. Oh, wait.
What is it, animal, vegetable, or mineral?
It's the part I play. I'm Romeo.
You don't say.
Very well. Take him with you, Mr. Bradley. I wouldn't think of disrupting your basketball schedule.
Come along, Drexel, and get out of that ridiculous costume.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to rehearse another scene?
Yes. Yes, let's take the scene where... Excuse me, I have to see the principal.
Poor Miss Trimble. She's been so different these last few weeks.
Have you noticed it, too?
How could I help it? She used to get on swell with everybody. Now she's so edgy all the time.
Yes, especially with Mr. Bradley.
Why, June, what brings you here?
I was just driving by and thought you might like a ride home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see much of my husband during the day. He's a high school principal, you know.
I don't see much of my wife either. She's always out buying things she doesn't need.
These just happen to be the shirts you asked me to get for you.
Oh.
Are Joyce and Jackie ready? Maybe they'd like to ride home.
I doubt it. Joyce is rehearsing, and I'm not sure Jackie is even speaking to me. I had to bawl her out.
Oh, dear. Again? What now?
She bought Miss Shaw spitball.
She didn't.
And between you and me, she's a much better shot than I was at her age.
Oh, Mr. Erwin, I'm so glad I caught you. I want to be transferred right away.
Why, Miss Trimble, what's wrong?
It's just that, well, I'm just not happy here. I want to go somewhere else.
But you're doing so well. All the students like you. We all like you.
Oh, I know, Mr. Erwin, but I'm just not happy here and I want to go.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't transfer my teacher just because they asked me to. They have to have a good reason. Now, if you'll just tell me what's troubling you.
Oh, I can't. It's personal.
As principal, Miss Trimble, it's my duty to keep harmony among my teachers. But if you'll just tell me, I might be of some help.
Excuse me, I'll wait outside.
Oh, Mrs. Erwin, I didn't know you were here. I'm so sorry. I'll discuss this with you all later.
Now, what could be the matter with her?
Forgive me for interfering, dear, but I think I can guess. There's only one thing that could possibly upset a woman that much.
Oh? Come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Erwin. Mrs. Erwin, could I talk to you for a moment?
Why, certainly.
It isn't that I don't want to tell Mr. Erwin what the problem is, but I just can't. You being a woman, I can tell you. You see, it's just that if...
I think I understand. A man?
Yes.
Well, perhaps if you were to talk to this man, things could be straightened out and you wouldn't have to leave.
But that's just the trouble. He doesn't even know. And he wouldn't want to marry me even if he knew how I felt about him.
Don't worry. Time has a way of taking care of these things. You just give it some thought and I'm sure you'll find a way to work things out. I'll explain to Mr. Erwin.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mrs. Erwin.
Well,
I was right. I could see it a mile away.
for heaven's sakes, what?
A man.
A man?
Love. Miss Trimble is in love.
Oh, is that all? Well, that's fine. She doesn't have to leave on account of that.
Sometimes I wonder.
Hello, Mother. Hi, Dad. I was worried about Miss Trimble. She was almost crying when she left rehearsal. I passed her just now in the hall, and she looks awfully strange.
Well, it's nothing serious. You wait in the outer office a moment. I want to talk to your mother.
But, Daddy...
Joyce.
Yes, Daddy.
Now, I can't understand all of this hullabaloo just because Miss Trimble's in love. Lots of people are in love. You can go right on teaching and still be in love. Look at me.
But the man she's in love with doesn't know it.
Well, then just tell me who he is and I'll see that he does.
Stu, sometimes you have the tact of an elephant.
I beg your pardon?
You don't approach a situation like this that way. She says he doesn't know she's in love with him and wouldn't marry her if he did.
I still think the answer is to find out who he is and then maybe we can solve her problem. I've solved lots tougher problems than this.
I guess you're right. If we can just find out who the man is and do it carefully and tactfully, maybe we can help.
Yes, well, come on, let's go home. Joyce is waiting. Come on, Joyce. We'll give you a ride home.
No, thanks, Dad. I just thought of something I had to do here.
Oh, all right.
Don't be late for dinner, dear.
All right, Mother. Oh, excuse me, Miss Trimble. I forgot my book.
We'll rehearse some more tomorrow, Joyce. You're doing very well as Juliet.
Thank you. I only hope I'll be able to keep going.
Keep going. Why shouldn't you?
It's hard to give your best when you've got a great problem on your mind.
Don't tell me you have a problem.
2 of them. Both men.
Yes, they are a problem, aren't they?
If you or I, Miss Trimble, which would appeal to you more? The intellectual type like Percy or the athletic type like Drexel?
Oh, well, if I were you, Joyce, I wouldn't know whom to choose either.
Well, then, if you were you, and you could marry anybody in the whole world you wanted to, whom would you choose?
Why, I'd pick a man good and a kind man, a man who is honest and upright, one who'd be a good provider. Oh, someone just like your father.
Like Father? Is he all those things?
Well, of course. You don't appreciate him because you take him for granted. From what I've seen, he'd be the ideal husband.
Oh, my. Oh, poor Miss Trimble.
Left foot, please. Right foot, please.
I am, a contortionist? Why couldn't you clean house this morning like any other wife?
Because this morning I was out buying shirts for my husband.
Mom, Dad, I found out.
What?
About Miss Trimble. It's awful.
Will you shut that thing off? Now, what's the matter?
I found out about Miss Trimble.
Miss Trimble. What did you find out about Miss Trimble?
Well, Dad, when I was in your outside office, I couldn't help hearing you and Mother discussing the fact that she was in love.
It seems that the ears in this family grow longer every day. Now, Joyce, this is none of your business.
But, Dad, I know who he is.
You know who is?
The man she's in love with.
Joyce, you didn't ask her.
Of course not, Mother. I have more tact than that. I just sort of felt her out. Poor Miss Trimble. She's in terrible trouble.
Oh, come now. Being in love isn't as bad as all that.
Yes, but the man she's in love with, she can never have. He's already married.
Gee, who?
Daddy.
Me?
That's right. She's carrying a terrific torch for you.
Joyce, do you mean to stand there and tell me that Miss Trimble said she was in love with your father?
Well, not in so many words. But she did say if she could marry her ideal man, Father would fit the description perfectly.
What's so funny, may I ask?
Stuart Erwin, the ideal man.
If you ask me, Miss Trimble shows excellent judgment.
Of course, darling, I feel the same way about you.
Well, then why not allow her the same privilege?
Well, after all, you're not the glamour boy you were when I married you. I hardly think Miss Trimble's going to fall madly in love with you at this late date.
Is that so? Well, surprising as it may seem to you, Mrs. Erwin, I still have a few of my youthful charms left.
Of course, dear. Only now they're nice and fatherly.
Gee whiz, Pop. What would Miss Trimble want with an old man like you?
Well, a man 35 is not old.
But a man pushing 41 is, shall we say, middle-aged?
I'm not pushing it that hard.
Really, Father, you should stop thinking about yourself and think about poor Miss Trimble.
Yes, I guess I should. Are you sure she was serious when she said I was her ideal man?
Of course I'm sure. Oh, she tried to hide behind a smiling face, but that just made things worse. I could see that she really had a heart breaking underneath.
You always did have remarkable eyesight. Well, assuming that Miss Trimble is in love with you, which I very much doubt, what are you going to do about it?
What can I do about it? Is it my fault if the girl has some romantic notions? Oh, for heaven's sakes, Jackie, what are you staring at?
You, Pop. I'm trying to see what's so glamorous about you.
You're too young to understand.
I must be. You sure don't give me no goose pimples.
I don't give you any goose pimples.
That's what I said. You sure don't.
I'll give you a lot more than goose pimples if you don't mind your manners, young lady.
This is a crisis, Stu. As principal of Hamilton High, you can't very well let a situation like this continue. You're just going to have it out with Miss Trimble.
Oh, no, June.
Well, you can't let the poor lovesick girl just pine away for you. You'll have to do something to put her out of her misery.
But, Mother, this is serious.
I don't see why you can't be just a little bit jealous.
Oh, but I am, darling, terribly. I'm just trying to be brave about it all. I'll tell you what. I'll invite her here to dinner tomorrow night. Then you can have it out with her in a nice, friendly, informal way. Besides, I'd like a chance to study this great romance at close range.
I don't know, June. I'm sort of out of practice handling love-smitten females.
I'm sure the old technique will come back. Remember how cleverly you handled me?
Yes, so cleverly I ended up marrying you.
What's the matter? Afraid Miss Trimble might have some of the same tricks I had?
If she does, I'll be a bigamist. Okay, invite her over. But don't blame me if it only makes things worse. I'm going upstairs.
I hope you don't mind my barging in this way, Miss Trimble.
Of course not.
I have an invitation for Miss Trimble. Mr. Erwin and I would like her to have dinner with us tonight.
Oh, I'm so sorry Miss Trimble isn't here. She's rehearsing this afternoon.
Yes, I know. That's why I chose this time to come.
I don't understand.
Have you noticed anything different about Miss Trimble lately?
Different?
Has she seemed moody and depressed?
Oh, my. Does it show in her work? do ask Mr. Erwin to be patient with her. It's only because she's in love.
Exactly my diagnosis.
Such a shame, too. They'd make a lovely couple.
They?
Miss Trimble and Mr. Bradley, of course. I thought everybody knew.
Mr. Bradley? Oh,
Well, I don't see what's so funny about it, Mrs. Erwin.
forgive me, Miss Pringle, but I think this news is going to come as quite a shock to someone I know.
Mrs. Erwin.
I was looking for Drexel Potter. I thought he might know where Joyce is.
Well, they left together right after basketball practice. He was going to walk her home.
Oh. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm rather glad I bumped into you. I have a problem that only you can help me solve.
What is it, Mrs. Erwin?
Well, I hope you won't think I'm a meddlesome busybody, but it's about Miss Trimble.
Miss Trimble.
I've been talking to her roommate, and I understand that at one time you and Miss Trimble were quite fond of each other.
We went around together for a while.
What happened? Lovers' quarrel?
She got sore because I took out another girl. I only did it to make her jealous.
I see. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if the rumors I've been hearing are true.
What rumors?
Oh, haven't you heard? The whole school knows. She's supposed to be in love with another man.
She is? Who?
Well, what difference does it make? You're through with her, aren't you? You have your pride.
I was only curious.
Does seem a shame that she had the poor judgment to fall in love with a married man.
Married?
Yes, that's why Mr. Erwin thinks he's going to have to let her go.
A swell girl like Lois falling for some old married cluck? She can't do that.
She already has. But what do you care?
Look, Mrs. Erwin, I love her. She knows I do.
I was sure you did. That's why I'm here.
I've acted like a fool, Mrs. Erwin. What can I do to get her back?
Well, there's just a chance. Since you hurt her by making her jealous, maybe it would make a difference if she thought she could make you jealous.
What do you mean?
Well, I happen to know that she's having a rendezvous with that old married cluck right now. Maybe if you were to burst in and show her how jealous you could be, it might turn the trick.
Gee, Mrs. Erwin, do you think so? I'll do anything.
Well, it all depends on how good an actor you are. You'll have to play it up big, be melodramatic.
I'll do my best.
I think that old married cluck has quite a surprise in store for him. Come along.
Wonder what's keeping your mother. I hope she gets here before Miss Trimble.
What's the matter, Pop? You scared of being alone with her?
Oh, of course not. It's just that, well, it wouldn't look right entertaining a lovesick woman when your mother's not here.
You just got to be firm, Father.
Huh?
The best thing to do is get it over with right away. Tell her she simply can't have you.
It's not that easy, Joyce. Women can be very emotional.
I know. It'll leave a scar, but she'll get over it.
I still can't see what she sees in you, Pop.
Maybe she has a weakness for elderly men.
Will you please stop talking about me as if I had one foot in the grave?
She's here.
Oh.
Now remember, sometimes it's kinder to be cruel.
It is? Yes. Oh.
Hello, Miss Trimble. Come in. Hello, Joyce.
Come in, Miss Trimble. Come right in.
Oh, I do hope I'm not late.
Not a bit. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Erwin has been delayed a little herself. But she'll be along in a minute. Oh, girls, take Miss Trimble's things.
It was awfully nice of you and Mrs. Erwin to invite me, especially after the little scene we had. I'm afraid I behaved rather badly.
Not at all. You had good cause to be upset, considering who the man is that upset you.
Do you know who he is, Mr. Erwin?
I'm not blind. When my teachers are unhappy, I make it a point to find out exactly what's troubling them. I know all about you.
You do? Oh, how embarrassing.
You mustn't feel that way. You just couldn't help yourself. Sometimes it's hard to control our emotions.
Mr. Erwin, you do know. I tried not to let it show. But when a woman falls in love with the only man in the world who's right for her, nothing can make her stop loving him.
Oh, Father, how awful.
Gee, Miss Trimble, you sure got it bad.
Are you sure this man is right for you?
After all the time we've worked together at Hamilton High, Mr. Erwin, how can you even ask? Of course he's right for me. Don't you feel the same way?
Oh, yes. No.
Father, there are times when two's company and four's a crowd. Come on, Jackie.
No, girls. You stay here.
Remember, Father, it's kinder to be cruel.
What does she mean by that?
Just a little daughter's advice. Won't you sit down?
I love your house.
You do?
It makes me a little jealous of Mrs. Erwin.
Oh, it does?
Of course. I want all the things she already has.
Oh.
A home of my own, the man I love. But then she has them and I don't.
Well, perhaps someday you'll find another man and he'll give you everything you want.
No, Mr. Erwin. I've tried. There is no other man for me. There never can be.
Now, look, let's be realistic about this. When a woman falls in love with a man she knows she can't have, there's only one thing for her to do. Forget him.
How can I forget him when he's everything I've ever dreamed of?
Oh, well, is he really? Well, that's very flattering of you, but I'm afraid you have no choice. You'll just have to give up this man you love and find somebody else.
Why, Mr. Erwin, you're going against all your own principles.
I am?
Haven't you always told your teachers and students that if there's anything they want badly enough, they must never give up? They must go out and fight for it.
Yes, but I didn't mean...
That's what I intend to do. Fight for the man I love until I win him. Oh, please say you feel the same way. It would help so.
Now, look, Miss Pringle, this has gone about far enough. I'm happily married to Mrs. Erwin, and you're not going to take me away from her, no matter how hard you fight.
That's telling her, Pop.
You've got to be brave, Miss Trimble.
Take you away from Mrs. Erwin?
Yes.
Oh, but I don't want you.
You don't?
Yes, you do, Miss Trimble. When I asked you who you'd rather marry than anybody else in the world, you said Father was your ideal man.
Why, no. I only said I wanted a man like your father. Then you don't understand. And I made a fool of myself.
Oh, now, no, you haven't, Miss Trimble. If anyone has, it's my melodramatic daughter.
You ain't been so smart yourself, Pop.
I haven't been so smart myself.
That's what I said. You sure ain't.
Now, Miss Trimble.
Mr. Erwin, unhand that woman.
Stu, what have you done to the poor girl?
Now, don't get things wrong, June. I was just comforting her a little.
It doesn't look that way to me, you old roue.
Gee, it's a regular scene, just like in a movie.
Jim, you're jealous.
Of course he's jealous. Any man in love would be.
You mean this is the man she loves?
You bet I am. And no old goat's going to come between us. Kiss me.
Whatever you say, Jim.
Don't worry, dear. I rehearsed him all the way over. He promised not to hit you too hard.
Hit me.
Well, of course. He has to prove he's jealous, doesn't he?
Oh, a put-up job, huh? Shake, Miss Trimble. I guess we can stop acting now. Surely we don't want to make him any more jealous than he already is.
Oh, no, I guess we don't. Oh, thanks, Mr. Erwin. You've been a great help.
You mean you knew all along was me she loved?
Of course, but I didn't want to spoil the fun for my wife and daughters. They always like to do things the hard way.
Gee, Mr. Erwin, you're okay.
Nothing at all, my boy. I was just trying to give young love a helping hand.
That's right, Mr. Bradley. Anytime you need romantic advice, just ask my husband. He's every woman's ideal. Come on, dear, let's get dinner ready.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Come on, children.
Daddy,
Huh?
sometimes you're smarter than we think you are.
We're dumber.
Set the table for me, will you, girls?
Okay, Mom.
Stuart Erwin, did you really know all the time?
That is something you'll spend the next 50 years wondering about. Kiss me.
Anything you say, dear.